Hello, so here's another DbXen video, second DbXen video on burning. So I wanted to share a way to burn your Zen cost effectively. So I noticed recently on a recent cycle that someone did 17 burns here and another one did 6 here or 3. So my initial thought was that they were like hoping to get lower GUI, like average GUI, in the first video when I was trying to figure out why this would be the case. But when you do this game like for a month, you notice that like if you go to DbXen or I don't know, maybe someone does it through Zen.network, their burns. If you go to DbXen and if you want to burn 1000 batches, it would cost you 9.7 ETH, or you would have to have 9.7 ETH in your wallet to actually do the burn. So if you would want to do like 3.7 billion burn, 1500 batches, you would have to have 14 ETH in your wallet. So the calculation on Zen.network is pretty much the same. So for instance, like I want to do 1200 batches, so that would be, I want to burn 3 billion Zen, but like I don't have 11 Ether in my wallet, and this cost here is way exaggerated. Like if I want to do the burn at 30 GUI, let's find out how much would actually cost me to do 1200 batches at 30 GUI. Like this is calculated, I don't know, the GUI was like at 36, 30, 32, but it came out at 10.99 GUI for 1200 batches. So let's calculate the actual costs first. So you would go on zen.pub and you would sort the, I don't know, maybe daily burners by average transaction GUI and pick the one you would like. Like for instance, I picked the one at 30 GUI to see he did 37.5 million. So Zen, he burned 15 batches, so it's a low number. So when you do bigger numbers like 1000, 12 or 1200, you will get some discount. So the price would be even less than calculated here at 30 GUI. So, but anyway, let's see what would the cost be at 30 GUI. So you click on the address and you find the burn batch. On that you will get that address's transactions here, and click on the one that says burn batch. You will there will be like a silver button or gray button, and with transaction names, and someone will say burn batch, and click on that one, and here is the transaction. It went through at 30 GUI, but the actual cost was like to burn 37 million Zen was like, here's the value, but he was the guy was refunded some of the transaction cost or protocol fee, because the protocol fee calculates transaction cost at maximum gas, like 30 million or something is used for the transaction. So anyway, let's do some calculator math. So the guy paid so the value of the transaction was 0.1285 ETH, and he was refunded 0.0839 ETH. So the actual amount of ETH that he would have to have in in his wallet to do this burn would be 0.0446 and not 0.285 as shown on the here. So anyway, so he burned this amount. He burned this amount of Zen for this amount of it. So we want to calculate how much would cost us to burn 30 billion Zen. So it's like I try to find this name for this calculate. It's, I think it's at proportional math. So in our language, in our math classes, they said cross calculus, cross calculation, or conclusion calculation. You conclude the amount from these numbers, like, or cross multiply or and divide, and you get the amount you want. So this amount of ether for 37 million Zen. So what would cost me what would cost me to burn 3 billion Zen? So you would multiply these two numbers, x and 0.037 on one side, and on the other side it would be these two numbers. So, but to get x, you would then divide these two numbers by this. So the cost would be 3.56 ether, but maybe it would be something less because at Vertigway, because I said earlier you get some discount for burning bigger batches. So anyway, next. So here we have calculation. You can also do like if you have x amount of I don't know, if you have 3.6 ether in your wallet, but you want to know how much Zen you could burn for this amount of ether in your wallet, you could put x here, and then it would be this time x equals 3.6 times blah 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 37.5, and then you would calculate the amount of Zen you can burn for your 3.6 ether in your wallet. So yeah, here's the calculation at Vertigway. We said it's 3.56 ether. So we check the way. You can check it at Block Native. It's very good site. It fluctuates. This number fluctuates a lot. Like with each block, it changes depending on number of transaction and gas consumed in block. So, but there are times of the day when it's most profitable to burn, like when the GUI drops the most. So this time would be like, if you know UTC time, would be from 6 UTC to when the contract ends, like at next 6 plus 4 in next 10 hours, from 6 UTC to till 16 UTC. And there's also a gap when I think when people in USA go off work, like I don't know, at 5 o'clock in the evening, it drops to the lowest for the day. But it's really like short span during the day. But as I said, the most likely that you will get the most that you will pay the least amount in GUI for transaction is from 6 UTC, like till, let's say, 9 or 12. So anyway, so you check the GUI here, or you can also check it on Etherescan, and you click on this link on guess, and you will be presented with the guess. But this one is better if you want to set your decimals when burning. Like if you want to set 28.4, I don't know, you will easily see here how GUI fluctuates then on if you will go on the Etherscan. So anyway, here's what. Now we have to do the burn, the cost-effective way, like the third way to burn, not from DbXen, not through DbXen, and not through Zen.network, but through the DbXen contract itself. So you would go on zen.pub and click on one of the transactions in the daily cycle, for example, and you would go on you would find the one that says burn batch and click on it, and here you will click on this link. This is the contract for DbXen. You click on the link and you are taken to the contract DbXen, and you click here on the contract and you click on the write contract. You will be presented by with this page, and you click on connect to Web3, and you will be prompted with the connection pop-up. Here you pick up your MetaMask wallet, and here we are connected. Now we want to do the burn, so you click on the burn batch, and here is the thing we calculated before, like payable amount in Ether that we have in our wallet. I set it to 3.6 for 1200 batches, so I think, yeah, I had 3.6 Ether in my wallet, and so that was the calculation. But here we see that on Zen.network I would have to have 11.4 for Ether in my wallet, and like if you don't know about this, you would burn for this amount and you would be refunded half of it, and do another burn for another half and a half and a half and a half, like, and you end up with 17 burns eventually, and $200 wasted for GUI at least. So anyway, you enter the amount in Ether you have in your wallet, and the number of batches, or the amount we have calculated. It's usually safer to do slightly higher, even the higher amount that we calculated, just to be safe, so that the transaction doesn't fail. But you don't have to worry, it won't like take your Ether or anything. If it fails, it takes just the transaction cost. It will just this is like, usually if it's 30 GUI, it's like, I don't know, $5 or 30 GUI from your wallet. So we click on the write, and we have to confirm this in our MetaMask wallet. The MetaMask wallet will open, and here we set the GUI at which we want to burn. So you would then, I entered 28.4, and I also give some tip. Usually I give like 1.5, 1.2, or even 2 GUI tip, because the way these validators work, I don't know, this is all software. Software checks what is the most effective way for the gas to be. So and the validators, like when they see they can collect lots of tips, they might drop the they might optimize the program will optimize validators will optimize the blocks so that even at slightly lower GUI than current GUI, the transaction will be picked because the validators will optimize the blocks. So and with this they will slowly drop the GUI to your desired price. If you if you set it like to a reasonable amount, like if you will set here to free GUI, no one is gonna pick your transaction for free GUI. So be reasonable. So I don't know. So you can you set here the amount for GUI and confirm the transaction. So the transaction goes, if you check on DbXen contract, it will be among the pending contracts. Here it is. So now all you have to do is wait for GUI to hit your target, like 28.4, and then it will be the transaction will be picked up and will go through, and you will enter the daily burn cycle. You can also like click on these links to see if there's some huge if there are other burners. You can click and see at what way they set. Like you will click on their address and just click on the check the GUI at which they will burn, and you can then even click on their contract and go into their contract, and here in holdings you click on their holdings and see how much GUI how much XEN are they potentially burn with their in their cycle, like how much do they have in their wallet. So you will see if you will get diluted, like you can the point is to burn. If you do the burns that you end up with more DxN than if you buy it off exchange, like. And I know you get also you will probably get some XEN reward, but my goal is to get more DxN than if I buy it directly from exchange. And usually if it's a slow day, like it's less than 30 billion burn for the day, you will get 10 to 20% more of DxN by burning than by buying it off exchange. So sometimes you do a mistake, like here was one time I miscalculated, like I was in a hurry, I wanted to do a really low burn. All the transaction went through, but like I miscalculated by like 0.02 ETH, and transaction failed, so I was charged $3.992 for transaction and had to do the right contract again. So anyway, there are also days that transaction won't go through, like I set my GUI at 28, but for some reason GUI started rising to 36 and like 61, even more. So I went to CoinMarket and Cap and see what's going on. And you check, if you check the graphs on the right side, everything is, there are spikes here, like huge spike. So if you check it, like in Ether, there it went from 1800 to 1805 to I don't know, it was 5% up. I don't know how much is that. It says 2.16 here on a daily, but when the spike happened, like GUI went to 65, 80, 100, like everyone started changing or closing their position on Uniswap, or when mostly when the traders like start buying or selling, and the number of transaction in blocks pick up and GUI gets expensive, like rises, it doubled in no time. So like so so what you do, what you're left with is like you can cancel the transaction. You can cancel the transaction, or yeah, let's see how we can cancel the transaction and enter at other price if you want, or wait for a better opportunity like next day cycle. So yeah, this is I'm I'm going the wrong way. I'm with the slide. So anyway, it was at Way was at 70, 75, 80. Everyone was trading, and my transaction was like at sitting at 28. So not much chance that it will get picked up. So what you can do is open MetaMask and do a transaction with yourself. You send transaction to yourself. So how you go about it? To cancel this burn batch, you click on the burn batch and click the link. You will show click the link like view on Etherescan, and you will be taken to your transaction. It's a pending transaction, so it was pending for 2 hours, and like at 70 Gwei it will never go through at 28, like because no one will drop, no validator will drop the 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 base fee to 28 to pick this transaction when he can earn more money at picking transaction at 70 Gwei. So you click here to show more, and you write down this number of the transaction. Like this transaction has nonce in MetaMask is 819. So you will need this number to overwrite this transaction with and cancel it. So you go into MetaMask and do a transfer between your accounts. Like click on send link in MetaMask, and you will be prompted by this page, and then click on the account you did the burn from. So you will send to yourself. You will send. I send like, you can just leave it at 0 Ether and click next. Then you can you see I have a pending transaction, and if I did another transaction, it would also go into pending transactions. But because we will try to override this transaction, it will be picked up if we'll tip the validators and do a slightly more expensive transaction. So you click here on the edit, and like current Gwei was at 63. I set it at 17 and 70 and tip to 2, and clicked save. And you must be careful here. Here is the custom nonce. That is the nonce of the transaction we want to cancel, and you have to enter the nonce of the pending transaction. So this is 819, which we write down before. So you write down here nonce and click confirm, and like if the Gwei doesn't spike over your like over the 70 in the next few seconds, or like the transaction will be picked up and it will be cancelled. Like the pending burn batch was cancelled, and here's the transfer between myself. So but maybe it won't be picked up in the first block, so you repeat the process. So you have to send again, and be careful to maybe you have to set higher Gwei, or for the maybe you have to set here higher base fee or more tip. So I don't know. but this is the way to cancel transaction. So yeah, here's the DxN chart, quite falling for the past, I don't know, month almost. Like maybe it's sell in May, come back in, I don't know, November. Yeah, maybe with DxN, because the way people play this game is like some play it to get the share of XEN, like XEN token, the one you would get for burning Zen. I play it to increase my share of DxN. Like here you can, if you go to this chart, here you have like all the daily transaction. You also have the liquidity pool. If you click here on type and say show liquidity pools add removes as well, you will see liquidity pools shown here. So you can click here, for example, you can click here on transaction and see if this guy stake there's DxN or something like that. Like you can also usually on the daily cycle, like the top whales, like top 3-4 people by burn, they do the burning for XN. Like they just repeat the cycle. They burn the Zen, claim their DxN and sell it on the exchange. So that's why the price was is falling for the past month as well. Like it's profitable to do so because the price difference between Zen and DxN fluctuates a lot. So you also like play arbitrage between Zen and DxN, and sometimes it's like very profitable to play this game, like between Zen and DxN. Like if Zen falls in price a lot, like 20-30%, and DxN stays the same, some people will go and buy off exchange Zen and burn it for DxN, and then just sell all their DxN rewards and collect a nice reward, like, and repeat it the next day. But it's a gamble. Like I said, I check the days that I burn that are like slow, less than 40 billion preferably, if I'm lucky. Sometimes you don't get, like a whale can come at the end of the day and burn a 10 billion Zen, and like you're diluted, and it would be better to skip the cycle. But like sometimes you make it off with a nice reward. So you can also check what other people are doing. Like at the end of the day, you could click on this guy's address and see if he claimed rewards, or he left his stake, or if he claimed rewards, he will most definitely sell it maybe in 1-2 batches, like on the exchange, to prevent the huge dip. But there are also guys who claim more rewards and then put it into a liquidity pool and leave it there for some time to collect fees from trading on DxN Zen ETH pair. And I don't know, but there are also some that just claim rewards and sell it immediately. So you could like go here and click on transaction and see all his transactions and see what his actual costs were, and when he bought Zen, well, maybe not. You don't know that because some byte of centralized exchange, so you don't get you don't know their cost, but you can potentially calculate how much would they profit, but this DXN reward is not very accurate. So if you burn just on the basis of that, this is like, if you add these two numbers and say, oh, he will get like not much here. uh, it was a busy day here, so he was like at break even or something like that. But yeah, no, because yeah, break even, because this one, you can see that these two guys did two batches. Like if you click on the, I think they also do it through protocol. They burn their Zen through protocol. Like if you click on their links, you see that on their address you'll see that they do one test burn and then the actual burn. I'm not sure why they do the test burn. So perhaps someone showed, like Trevon maybe. I know I saw this how to burn through a contract in Trevon's video when they were like a month or so, even 2 months ago almost, when at the beginning of this when the protocol came out, when they were talking about burning on Binance chain because someone was burning at one way constantly, and they showed the way to burn through contract, but I don't think he went he that time in that video he actually made it work. So, and when I saw those guys burning uh, in two batches, I remembered that video and tried to figure out how to do the burn in like one batch and save on extra cost if I would have to do 6 batches like here. So anyway, uh, sometimes, yeah, if you want to see what other people doing, like you can click on the link here, like, and yeah, copy address if they are staking, or if they have something stake, you can copy the address and throw it in DbXen on Zenmon's DbXen site, and yeah, here's the guy who is doing daily burns, and so far he accumulated 16,000 DXN. So like there's another guy who has 42,000 DXNs, and his share of daily rewards is like huge. I know I saw another one who has like 28,000 at the moment, and here's the guy who burned for some Exlon, burned the XM for, and he has like 3,700 DXN staked. So yeah, so I think we came to the end. Like, I don't know. So I hope you will be able to figure out how to burn now in one go and not waste your money on 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 transactions. Like, if you have any other questions, you can leave them below. So that's pretty much it.